Hey, Brandon here with your weekly update. We're going to get to the percentage first, then I'm going to talk about Dragonsteel Nexus. So, Stormlight 5 is at, bing, 55%. Still just a little bit behind, but that's okay. I have a writing retreat coming up where I should be able to catch up on everything, and I'm feeling good about how the book's going. So just over halfway in this final push to get everything revised and turned in by the last day of May. So wish me luck. Let's talk about Nexus. So if you didn't follow the news, our convention sold out in 1 hour. This was unexpected for us. You always surprise us. We thought we knew, though, because, we've been growing slowly over time. We're able to project this. We added it on even more expectations because it's a Stormlight year. We were hoping to be able to be a little bit bigger. We sold all of these tickets super fast, and there's some of you that didn't get tickets, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Why? What's going on here? Well, the way that convention space works, at least the convention hall we're using, there's only one big enough for us in the entire state. This convention space is pretty protective of its space, and they base how much room they'll give you based on how many hotel rooms you book, particularly in previous years, how many hotel rooms people book coming to this convention. Which means that they will only give us so much space. And we went to them many times and said, we expect it to be bigger this year. And they're like, sorry, these are your projected numbers. Trust me, we tried. And we got as much space as we could, which is the same amount that we got last year. This is why we asked you to book hotel rooms early, because by booking those hotel rooms, they said that for next year, which we had to book earlier this year, we could have a larger space. So we're starting to get to where we can book more and more space. But we needed to, they just weren't willing to. It's kind of hard because this is the year that was a Stormlight year. But what it means is, number one, we didn't expect to sell out as fast as we did. And number two, we cannot get any more space. We've been working and working. Again, next year, now that we did so well this year, we can probably get more space. What this means is there were about 10,000 of you that showed up to get tickets, and we had about 7,500. This is a problem because, again, we didn't expect it to be quite so big, and we had people booking flights, as I asked you to, before we sold the tickets, which, in hindsight, maybe we shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. We had never sold out as quickly before, and so we didn't expect it. But if you bought a flight and you can't refund it, we have something we can do. Now, we're going to make you prove this to us, but I have a certain number of tickets set aside for me to give to my friends that I'm going to allocate to getting you in instead. All right? So if you didn't get a ticket to Dragonsteel, and you have proof of a flight that you bought because we asked you to buy flights and you listened to us, you can have one of my tickets. We will make that happen, assuming there aren't like 700 of you. Best we've been able to do, looking through the internet and combing through all people's social media posts, there's about 30 of you. So we should be able to do that. There's probably a few more that are watching this that didn't didn't ask us about it and things like that. Feel free to write to our team through our normal system. They'll be watching for these. And we'll see how many of you there are. And we will hope that we can do this. The fire marshal requires certain limits on how many people can go, but we have some of this wiggle room, like we said, that tickets are reserved for me, and then I just won't give them out. Sorry, friends. We want to get these tickets to the people that listened to us and did what we said. The rest of you, I am very sorry. We anticipated that demand would be bigger than we could fulfill, but we thought we'd have a few days so that all the people who showed up on the first day at least could get it. And we figured those would be the people who already booked rooms and who already made their plans and things like that. So, number one, thank you. I'm overwhelmed. Number two, sorry, this is a learning experience for us. We are doing our best. It's much harder than we thought to get convention space. and to get the convention to trust the things that we say, but we are building that relationship over time. One thing we want to talk about is the technical issues. We use a platform called Tabletop. This is for board game conventions. Every year in the past we've used it. It's been just fine, which is why we assumed that we'd be fine this year. In fact, we contacted them early and said, hey, add some more servers. We're probably going to have a rush. And they did, but, it still overwhelmed the website. We are looking at other options. We don't want to use Ticketmaster for obvious reasons, but also because we like people to be able to kind of in one bucket do their add-ons or do the volunteer applications and stuff. And Tabletop can do all that because it's built for this kind of convention where you're doing more than just buying a ticket and walking in the door. So that's why we use Tabletop, but it couldn't handle the load this year. Again, it did just fine the previous years, but this was a Stormlight year. And our preparations ahead of time, it just... you never know till you hit it. The things that work, we never talk about, but the things that break certainly draw some attention, and rightly so. So we are aware of this. We're going to see what we can do. It's more growing pains, but that's good. But we will have some sort of change in place for next year. One thing to mention is that we have had some tickets be returned or cancellations. And some people who were waiting have been able to get them. We don't anticipate a ton of those, but it is possible that there will be tickets available going forward as people's plans change and things like that. So keep an eye out, and I'll let you know if there's ever any large swaths of them that become open for some reason. But as I said, Fire Marshal says you can only put so many people in the space that we're doing and the way that we're doing it. And so we have to conform to that, and that's how many people we're allowing in through the doors. Plus, we don't want our convention to be packed shoulder to shoulder. Part of the fun of coming to Dragonsteel Nexus is that there's things to do, and it's not like a normal Comic-Con where it's like booth of Funkos, booth of anime merch, booth of Funkos, booth of anime merch, booth of Funkos, booth of anime merch. Like that you're kind of walking between shoulder to shoulder. I actually kind of love those cons. You can always find really cool things at them, but we're trying to do something different here where you have some breathing room and some space. And this is the number that we've come up with that we can let in, and we really can't do any more. We are going to be in the next few months announcing some very cool things for Dragonsteel Nexus this year, and I don't want that to be rubbing salt into the wounds of those who can't come. Rest assured, we will do cool things like this in future years. And we are hoping that next year, now that they're giving us more space, we can accommodate everybody who wants to come. And we will do cool things next year too. We are leveling up every year, turning this into a celebration not just of me, but of books in general. And we have some pretty cool guests lined up this year that we didn't announce beforehand on purpose. We're going to announce them as the months progress. Just so you know, some good writers from out of state that you might recognize. So yeah, thank you, and we appreciate your patience as we figure out how to make this awesome thing something that everybody can experience who wants to. And for those who didn't get in, we will do our best to make it up to you in future years. So for now, Brandon's signing off, and let us know via email if you're in that group that bought plane tickets but wasn't able to get a ticket to the convention.